This lecture is about the concepts of Yoga Bharati's integrated approach to yoga. In this lecture, you will understand what yoga really is, the concept of health, stress and its effects, the concept of a disease, our integrated approach of yoga using the Pancha Kosha model, and an introduction to the 4 streams of yoga. Yoga is a multifaceted discipline offering different things to different people depending on their temperament, their expectations, and their interests. While some may look to yoga for stress relief, others might be seeking physical fitness out of it. Some would use yoga to address their health conditions, and others to attain moksha or nirvana as their highest spiritual goal. It is important for you to understand why you are seeking spirituality. This lecture helps you understand the landscape of yoga so that you know what you want and how to approach yoga to get what you are seeking. What is health? According to the World Health Organization, health is defined as a state of complete physical, mental, social, and spiritual well-being, and not merely the absence of disease. In both yoga and Ayurveda, the definition of health addresses this definition of holistic well-being at all levels, not just at the physical level. According to yogic and Vedantic scriptures, we exist as a 5-sheathed personality, also called Panchakosha. The first layer is the physical body, which is made up of matter. This is called Annamaya Kosha. Deeper than this is the vital sheath or the energy body called the Pranamaya Kosha. This prana differentiates a live body from the dead body, where we have the prana or energy to move, talk, walk, and so on. The next layer is the emotional layer called the Manomaya Kosha. This is where we have wants, desires, and aversions. It is this layer that percolates into the Pranamaya Kosha, which in turn acts based on our desires. Deeper and higher than this is the intellectual layer, or the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Intellect guides emotions. Higher than this is the pure consciousness layer, called the Anandamaya Kosha, where we simply experience bliss when we transcend all the other layers. Pure existence is felt in this layer. We coexist in all these layers most of the time. However, most of our troubles begin at the Manomaya Kosha, the emotional layer, where we have likes and dislikes that change the way we react to the outside world. Our attachments and our aversive tendencies, if not properly channeled, can lead to an unnecessarily looped speed of the mind, creating disturbances not only at the mental layer, but at all other layers as well. We will see how these layers interact. Chronic stress has become the modern phenomenon. Who isn't stressed these days? From kids to seniors, from pets to wild animals, stress is everywhere. But how is stress caused? What is stress, and what happens when you're experiencing stress? Demanding situations and not being able to cope with the demands causes stress within all of us. What is stress? Stress is a sympathetic response, meaning a fight or flight response, to a difficult or demanding situation. Every stressful episode can be viewed quite simply as a person meeting a dangerous animal, such as a lion in a forest. The way the body reacts is by increasing cortisol levels in the blood, increasing heart rate, pulse, blood pressure, and muscle tone so we can run away from the danger. This whole process uses our body's stored energy. After such an episode, we need time to recover. Therefore, we go into what is called the parasympathetic response, also called the cycle of rest and restoration. Our body has a way to balance our sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system activation in order to keep us in a state of harmony. That's why the day after an examination or any stressful event, we feel tired and want to rest and sleep more. Stress is a good thing. We need challenges in life. But when it reaches a point beyond our comfort zone, then our body-mind faculties react in a negative manner. As you can see in the graph above, the comfort zone area means that we are stimulated enough that we feel happy, but we are not pushed to fatigue. However, the modern lifestyle only takes us farther and farther to the right until we are fatigued and exhausted, slowly moving us towards a state of ill health. We all have experienced a day of hard work. Coming home and being irritated when someone in our family asks us a simple question. The initial manifestation of stress results in a high respiration rate, an increased pulse rate, high blood pressure, muscle tension, periods of anger, restlessness, and a lack of focus. Chronic stress is like slow poisoning. Stress should not be taken lightly. It takes us away from our healthy baseline of slow, deep breathing, a healthy heart rate, and a tranquil mind to dangerously elevated blood pressure, sugar levels, speedy negative thought loops, and other health issues. This becomes our new baseline, and stress levels only increase over time and as we age. With repeated and continuous chronic stress, we end up developing chronic ailments such as diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, migraine, pain conditions, and so on. Even ailments such as cancer and autoimmune conditions are psychosomatic in nature for the most part, meaning they can be considered stress-borne disorders. As we noted earlier, all of this starts at the mind level, the Manomaya Kosha level. The desire to cling onto our wants, the ambition to achieve, the perfectionist nature, the fear of losing name, fame, grades, or money, and such are the source of our problems. Outside stressors are only triggers, but our own reaction is the main cause of stress, says yoga. Since the mind is the source of stress, the mind can also be the solution. When we understand that our original nature is to be in a state of bliss, or the Anandamaya Kosha, the true state we touch every night when we sleep and wake up rejuvenated. Why don't we work on achieving this state even when we are awake? Yoga is a conscious process of going back to this true nature of bliss. Yoga techniques are simple and yet profound. By doing as simple of a practice as consciously observing our breathing, we can reach a state of peace and tranquility amidst the storm of the world. When we do this repeatedly every day for a few minutes to an hour, we are balancing our sympathetic system with our parasympathetic response, inducing the cycle of rest and restoration. Yoga is all about calming the mind down. The definition of yoga in various yogic scriptures takes us to the mind as the source of health. Maharshi Patanjali, in his Yoga Sutras, says that yoga is mastery over the mind, or yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Maharshi Vashishta, in his text Yoga Vashishta, describes that yoga is a technique to calm down the mind, or manah prashamana upayaha. Bhagavan Krishna, in the Bhagavad Gita, states that yoga is a state of harmony, or samatvam yoga uchyate. He also states that yoga is a skill of working, or yoga karmasu kaushalam. At all layers of our existence, the Pancha Kosha, or the integrated approach of yoga, should be applied. In the Annamaya Kosha, or the physical layer, we can use asanas, kriyas, diet management, and bandhas. In the Pranamaya Kosha, or the pranic level, we can regulate that level through pranayama practices. In the Manomaya Kosha level, or the mental level, we can use meditation techniques, bhajans, and karma yoga. In the Vijnanamaya Kosha level, or the intellect, we can practice happiness and yogic coaching. In the Anandamaya Kosha level, or bliss, we can work to maintain this and remove habitual thought patterns and tendencies, or vasanas. Techniques of yoga involve coordinating your breath with your body movements. In addition, slowing down the breath makes the mind calmer, and your own awareness increases. Awareness is increased when your mind is fixed on your breath. This results in slowing down the body's basal metabolic rate, improved digestion, and proper cell oxygenation. Relaxation and awareness improves the parasympathetic response. Other yoga techniques include breath awareness practices, meditation techniques such as Om meditation, deep relaxation with awareness in Shavasana, chanting Om or simple mantras, and imagery and visualization techniques. Yoga is not just a practice on the mat. Swami Vivekananda brought the concept of 4 streams of yoga after studying Bhagavad Gita and other scriptures. These are Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Raja Yoga. Karma Yoga is the practice of doing one's work with a sense of detachment to the fruits of labor. Bhakti Yoga is the practice of love and surrender to the divine. Jnana Yoga is the practice of self-reflection, contemplation, and coming to understanding what happiness truly is. Finally, Raja Yoga is the physical practice of yoga and meditation. Based on your temperament, you may be a Karma Yogi, a Bhakti Yogi, a Raja Yogi, or a Jnana Yogi. But eventually, one must synthesize all 4 streams and practice yoga in all of these areas to make it a holistic discipline. Yoga then evolves from a practice to becoming a lifestyle. For any practitioner of yoga, we always have some general advice. Practice slowly without jerky movements. Each movement should be smooth and effortless. Utilize normal breathing throughout every practice with awareness. Note that the goal is not perfection, rather, effortlessness is key. Be sure to listen to your body. Achieve each final posture without strain and within your own elastic range. You want to experience pleasurable pain, not destructive pain. Carefully feel all the changes occurring within your body with passive awareness. Finally, please consult with your physician before practicing yoga postures. Thank you for listening to this lecture on the integrated approach of yoga concepts by Yoga Bharati.